All right, looks like we're live. Yeah, looks like we're live. Ish. What's going on, Coach? How we doing today?
Hey, good morning. What's up, Coach David?
Not too much, man. Just let's see. And we're live on Instagram too. Dope. Okay, cool. So this is rocking. So we're talking about something where I get to listen a lot today. So one of the topics we're talking about is the Lions' victory, and I spent the morning actually getting educated on exactly what it is that they won. And so then we're also talking about some fights that we had over the weekend. How was your weekend though, Coach?
The weekend was fantastic. It was
What
fantastic.
how do you handle this cold weather? Are you here for it? Like, you down for it, or do you prefer something a little bit warmer?
When we get into the single digits, like you can never get used to this Michigan weather. When you get into these single digits, it's like, we're praying for like 20, 30-degree weather in Michigan. These single digits they're not fun.
I
They are
used
not.
to I used to when I worked in this weather, like out in the cold doing doors and stuff, like working with cold steel, I would Google, like, every week I'd be like, "Hey, what's the coldest month in Michigan?" Cuz we'd have it in December, and then I'm like, "Well, December's not the coldest month." And then it's usually like January, and then once you get out of mid-February, you're on your way out, but you know as well as I do, like, cold weather can last till April or May. Or probably April.
Yeah. Well, statistically, isn't it February that is the coldest month of the year? Or is it January?
I haven't checked in a minute because I really don't like. I go from one heated environment to another, so like that's my thing, man. I look. I'm not a fan of it, but you literally like have to walk from your house to your car to, like, if you're working out in this, then yeah, you have permission to gripe, right? But like, I mean, you and I, like I'm in my office. I got a space heater. I'm gonna go to my car where it will be cold for 4 minutes before that heats up, and then you go into another building, and then that's, like, so like that. I don't know. I mean, I think if you're working in it, that's totally different, dude, because now you need hand warmers and PPE and the whole nine. But the wind chills are what throw you. Like the Arctic blast on Sunday, like that was like you were in the negative degrees with that wind chill factor. So
You know, they canceled they canceled schools and even some colleges here in Wayne County. I don't know
what
about your
today?
area, but yeah. Like yesterday was Martin Luther King Day, so everything was shut down, but because of the wind chill, all public schools in Dearborn are were canceled.
For the probably for do they have buses in Dearborn?
They do.
Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, for the kids waiting
Are
at the
you
bus
guys
stop.
Yeah, downriver schools are
It depends.
they're
I saw Lincoln Park got canceled. Scarlet School, I mean, they don't have buses, so they're just like, get your kid here regardless. But they're famous. Like, there was one year where every school in the state was closed except for Inner City Baptist. Like, every school. And like they even made news. They're like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, because I mean, they just like to get their days and get out. They don't want to have to run any extra days. Like, the principal would actually take his snowplow and he would plow Allen Road. This was back
really.
in the yeah, this is back in the day, like when Amanda still went there. So, but yeah, I think that makes sense because you don't want kids waiting in this temperature, especially in the morning in the snow and everything. So, what let's get into, because I'm gonna check the Instagram comments. Guys, comment below if you can see us. Let's see. Let us know if the audio and everything's coming through clear. Coach, why don't you take the reins? Fill us in. Tell us about what happened with the Lions, and what we can take away from it, and why. Really, for my sake, what for those who don't know, maybe don't follow the Lions, what happened? Why is it a big deal?
Well, uh the Lions haven't won a playoff game in I think it was like 20 or 30 years ago. And just a few years ago, the Lions, like, they had a complete losing season. I believe they lost like, 14, 15 games just a few years ago. So they had a complete losing season. Like, eh, you know, yeah, they didn't win a game the entire season. So you're talking about just a few years ago, and so over the last 10 years, the Detroit Lions, they might win a couple, and then they lose a few. They might win one. So they had a very very bad last 20 plus years. So I tell you what, I give a lot of a lot of credit to a lot of Detroit Lions fans that never gave up. I mean, we know Alvarez. Ever since we've known him, he still comes down to Detroit Lions games. So he's been, there's a lot of people like him that have never given up, and they've stayed true to the Detroit Lions. They've followed them. They've I don't know if Alvarez is a season ticket holder, but my kids and I were talking last night, and there's some people out there that have been season ticket holders for like 10, 15 years plus.
Well, I mean,
So
how much could a season ticket holder be for a team that doesn't win? I mean, like when they were on the losing streak, I understand they're doing better now. When they were on a losing streak, like what were season tickets? Were they how much did they
they're
cost?
probably they're probably giving them away.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, when
picture it like that scene in Angels of the Outfield where it's like in the beginning, and it's just like Charlie or Roger and they're just like it's just like four people and like some guys eating nachos and then that's kind of the season tickets and then they start winning and now of course you can hike it up a little bit. Um
Yeah, a few years back, like they were giving tickets away. They just wanted people in the building. I mean, I went to a Lions game a few years back, and it was empty. Like the whole stadium was half empty. So, but I heard the cheapest tickets in the building for this Lions playoff game was like I don't know what they call them, the just the worst seats in the house were like going for $600-700.
oh wow.
And yeah, so a few
Wow.
years back you could not give them away. But yeah, and they're the talk of Detroit, they're the talk of the town, and they're the talk of the NFL. You know, um, are you familiar with the Detroit Lions coach?
Mm-mm. Nope.
No, you're not.
No.
Okay,
Is
Detroit
he what's
Lions.
his name? Would I know the name?
uh, Dan Campbell. So
Nope.
there's a I should have pulled that up for you. There's like a
Coach, you still there? Standing room tickets were $600. Mark's saying. Can you guys? I'm looking at my connection right now. Can you guys still hear us and see us? Standing room tickets said it was 600.